Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Aisha from Bags of Style. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the reality of overspending, especially when it comes to buying luxury bag. Anyway, if you guys are new to my channel, what are you waiting on? Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. Come join the family. We talk about everything bag related, from contemporary all the way to luxury. And to my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much. And let's get into this topic of overspending. Okay everybody, so in this video I wanted to touch on 3 points. The very first point is the allure of luxury handbags, the cost of ownership, and also the psychology when it comes to overspending, right? So with the very first point I want to touch about is the allure of luxury handbag. Okay, so when it comes to luxury handbag, as you guys can see on the table, I have my Louis Vuitton Capucine BB, my Fendi Baguette, and then my Chanel Classic Flap, the vintage one, right? So when it comes to the allure of luxury handbag, anybody that buy a luxury handbag usually buy it for different reasons, right? But the top reasons are status, right? One is the status. Second is the brand heritage. Third is the design, right? So when it comes to status, right, everybody, well, a lot of people, not everybody, a lot of people feel like there's a difference between owning a luxury handbag and owning a contemporary handbag, right? Case in point. So there's a big difference when it comes to owning a Chanel Classic Flap compared to when you own a Coach Bandit, for example, right? There's a big difference in that, right? Because we associate luxury to high quality, let me say that again, which in the past couple of years, a lot of these brands have been falling very short, and these contemporary brands like Coach and others like the Millie and all of this, they're catching up to this luxury houses. But a lot of people buy luxury handbag first because of the quality, right? The second thing is that you feel like when you own a luxury bag, I don't know if it's for everybody, but it kind of gives you a feeling. Let's be realistic, right? So when you walk outside, when you go to, like, whether you're going to a mall, whether you're going to shopping, whether you're going to dinner, whatever, wherever event you're going to, when you come in with a luxury handbag, you feel a different way. Let's be realistic. It just gives this allure, right? That, oh, okay, well, she kind of made it in that case, or this person is in a little bit of a different class than other people are, right? So it makes people look at you in a different way, right? That's one of the reasons. The second one is that when it comes to the brand recognition, right? I mean, me for the longest time, Chanel has been around for so long that when you actually start really making income, like really making money from work or anything, you want to go buy your first Chanel piece or Louis Vuitton piece, right? The Capucine is a new one, but like a lot of people own either the Neverfull, the Speedy, the Alma. It's just kind of like what you kind of strive to. Not everybody strive to that. Don't get my don't get it twisted. Not everybody strives to go buy a bag, but with me being now, I'm not gonna say a collector, but I admire bags now. But that wasn't really in my viewpoint when I was coming up or whatever. I really didn't care. I would go buy any type of bag, high street, no name. It doesn't matter to me. But now where I'm getting older and I'm like, okay, I have more, you know, disposable income, which I will get to later on in a point. I feel like, okay, well, I can spend and treat myself a little bit more, right? So I go for a heritage brand like Chanel, like the Louis Vuitton, like the Fendi, you know, like the Hermes, all of those things, because you recognize those brands and you recognize those brands to be brands of quality. I'm gonna pause and say brands of quality, which but the older versions, yeah, they definitely were brands of quality. So you go for those kind of things because you feel like, okay, hey, listen, I've made it. I have a little bit of a disposable income. Let me treat myself. Let me go get like a bag that I really want, you know, whether if I don't own a lot, 1 or 2 or 3 will definitely do the job. So that's more of the allure when it comes to luxury handbag, right? My second point that I wanted to make is the cost of owning it. Okay, so let's talk about the initial cost. especially nowadays where the costs are ridiculous. So now if you wanted to buy a Chanel classic flap, this one is my vintage one. I got this for like, was it like 3,000 and some change or whatever? But if you wanted to own a Chanel classic flap, the newer ones, right, it's going to be over $10,000 initially if you go buy from the boutique. Even if you buy pre-love market, right, it's a couple of thousands. You're still looking at the 6, 7, 8, sometimes 9,000 range when you want to buy like a brand new, you know, not really a brand new, but like a close to new, like new condition. Even on the pre-love market, the prices are up there. Like the Capucine BB, I gotta see, I'm not sure exactly what the price is, but it's a couple of thousands if you want to buy it brand new. Where in the Capucine case, you can get it for like the 3, 4, 5,000 on the pre-love market. And then also the Fendi Baguette is like in the 3,000 range. So your very first cost when it comes to like investment, your very first investment cost is significant nowadays. So the cost of owning it is big now. And then that doesn't even include when it comes to maintenance and also having insurance for your bags. So like with the maintenance, obviously you buy like the leather care, or like sometimes you send it to like leather surgeon. If you don't want to deal with conditioning yourself or any of those things, you send it to the leather surgeon. It can come back between $300 to $500 or sometimes a little bit more, depending on what work the leather surgeon needs to do, right? But on average, for just a regular upkeep of your leather condition and all of those things, leather surgeon, I think when I sent another Chanel bag, it was like $300 and something, which it increased from the first time I got a quote. So you got to think about that. Or you got to think about, okay, the leather to buy, the leather protector to buy, the conditioner to buy, those are investment. And the last thing that I noticed that a lot of YouTubers do not talk about is insurance. A lot of people that own luxury bags, you have to have some form of insurance. So if in case there's anything that happened to, whether it's fire, flood, it doesn't matter what it is, you have to have some type of investment. Like in my case, it's part of our homeowners insurance, because you can actually have them like quote you a certain they can quote it as part of your homeowner's insurance. And I have that for my bag, so in case anything happens to my bag, theft, flood, fire, it doesn't matter, it's part of my homeowner's insurance. But then you also got to think about it, any type of insurance, if you ever put a claim in, that also jack up your insurance premium. So those are the reality when it comes to maintenance and the initial investment of buying luxury bag. The very last thing I want to talk about is the psychology of overspending, right? So the very first thing is, let's be realistic. In our age, in our current age group and the society, social media plays such a huge impact when it comes to overspending. That's something, I don't care where you are in the world, everybody have, whether it's a Facebook, whether it's an Instagram, whether it's a TikTok, whether it's a whatever form of social media it is, you have it. And these brands do such a great job of now reaching out to influencers, as we call them, that have big platform for them to, you know, gift them like bags and stuff like that. If you notice, a lot of the big influencers, many of them probably don't buy the bags. Let's be realistic. But the brands actually give them these bags so that they can promote it on their platform to influence people to buy it. Like, I've been influenced a lot of times, whether it's by big social media influencer or little channels, where I see something and I'm like, oh my God, I would have not thought about it that way. But because this person styled it this way, and the way they hold it and the way it look, oh my God, I think this is something I need in my collection. Those kind of things. Because a lot of times is that many people don't really go out or if they do go out, it's not like to go shopping. So their form of marketing now, it's not really on the TV. You see, if you've noticed something, I'm not sure if it's just me, I've noticed, like, you know, like luxury brands do commercial, but it's not as heavy as what it used to be, right? Before, or the exclusivity behind it, it wasn't like, it was like, oh, okay, that person got some type of a good money, you know, set aside for them to buy this, right? But with social media's influence so much now, it's part of our society. So with that being said, is that everybody get influenced, but the thing is that when it comes to overspending. And this is where you really gotta make sure that you are in the right frame of mind, right? Because yeah, you can get influenced, but that doesn't mean you have to buy. Or you can get influenced and buy, right? So in conclusion, my whole thing of like my recommendation is that you need to know if you need to know what you have. Okay, that's one thing I can say is need to know what you have. You need to budget, okay? Because when it comes to like what I stated earlier about disposable income, yes, you have to be at a stage where you have disposable income. Like one of the rules that I love is that, and I've heard it different places, so I don't know exactly who said it, but is you have to have 3 times the money that you are willing to spend on a bag for you to be able to know that you can afford it, right? So if you have disposable income, even if you have disposable income, you need to know how to budget, right? You need to know how to say, okay, listen, let's say I have 4,000 coming in. That's disposable income. I can do whatever I want with it, right? You know, within that amount, you need to stick within that amount. Like, make sure whatever you're trying to buy, whether it's bags, whatever it is, right? But if you're trying to buy a specific bag and you know it's over that amount, then you really need to think, okay, do I really need this bag brand new? Can I get the same bag for a little bit cheaper that can be in my price range, right? So yes, even though you have a disposable income, you also need to know how to make sure that you don't overspend it, because it's easy. Like, these luxury houses come with different style bag every season. Sometimes you feel like they drop bags every day, different designs, right? But you need to now bring it into reality and say, okay, yeah, I have disposable income, right? But I need to make sure I don't go over that. Or if you don't have the disposable income, one thing is that please, whatever you do, right? Make sure that if you are going to put, because now it's easy for people to buy bags because there's Klarna, there is Affirm, and all of those places. Make sure you can afford it on a monthly basis. Make sure you can pay those monthly amount. Make sure you're aware that there's interest that goes into those type of program. And if you're going to put it on a credit card, please make sure you pay it at the end of the month so you don't incur any interest, right? Because like, let's say you put a bag that's $2,000 on a credit card. If you're not able to pay that credit card at the end of the month, then you pay more than $2,000 for the bag, right? Depending on how long it's going to take you for you to pay off, because you have to pay that interest, and that interest adds on top of it, so it makes the bag a little bit more expensive than what you thought you bought it for. So anyway, guys, that was just my viewpoint when it comes to the reality of overspending, especially when you're going to go buy luxury handbag. Anyway, if you guys have any other suggestion, please leave it in the comment below, or any other advice in regards to overspending, leave it on the comment below so that we can have a conversation down there. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.